Am I live? I think I'm live. I think I'm live. And good evening, everyone. Look, I'm back on Mondays with Miko. Let me bring up my comments. If you can, if you're watching this on replay, I thank you so much. And this is going to be the beginning of hopefully a long journey for us. Um, so I'm gonna just wait a couple minutes because I am late. So let me share it to a couple places on my own wall. Um, good evening, everybody. I'm not going to take up too much time with the niceties. Hopefully you can hear me. If you can hear me, it'd be great. Oh, Gail, hey Gail, can you hear me? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Because I know you'll tell me if you can't hear me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. So Mondays with Miko is back. Hey, Julianne. And what I'm going to be doing on Mondays is talking about our wonderful city of Mullins. So, whether you're joining me from Mullins or you're joining me from any place else, I think you can learn, we're going to learn together about small towns, ways that we can embrace our small towns, and my vision for making small towns even better. Even better. So, for those of you who don't know, on July 5th, I announced that I am running for mayor of Mullins. And I'm so excited. Y'all, I'm so excited. And again, for those of you that are my friends from really all across the country, this is a new journey for me. It's a new journey to run for mayor of Mullins. It's one that I do not take lightly at all. You know, when I see people on the streets and they say congratulations, I say not yet. Say work, sis, because I got work to do. Work, sis, that's right. Got work to do. It is not easy to run a campaign of any sort, no matter how small or how many votes you need. Elections in small towns can come down to 2 or 3 votes. That's how important communicating with every single member matters, right? So, as usual, I am going to be transparent. You guys can find me. I'm very easy to find. And when I'm mayor, I will be very easy to find. I have a campaign headquarters that is on Main Street in Mullins. I am there Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Thank you, John, unless I have meetings. So if I have meetings, it'll be like closed, until we get to the point where I have campaign staff. When I have volunteers, we're going to be there all the time. And you'll be able to come to our campaign headquarters to find out information about the campaign, to pick up campaign signs. That's right, Shakti. Better work. I'm ready to work. So you'll be able to come to our campaign headquarters to do pretty much a lot. Right now, I've had, at the time I've been here, people have been coming and expressing their concerns about the community and their ideas. I am very, very grateful for that. I've had a couple people come over and talk to me from Gala Street. I think that's awesome, and I have some ideas for that, which I will be sharing in the weeks and months upcoming. Okay, so I'm not going again. This is my introduction to Mondays with Miko. Sorry I'm late, but going forward, I will be on time. I will be on time, and I plan to also host Mondays with Miko from the campaign headquarters. So right now, I'm not in the campaign headquarters, but I do plan to host it there. That way, in case you wanted to come watch live and ask questions live, you'll be able to do that right from 156 South Main Street. So that's the plan. There's a whole lot to do. So our wonderful mayor, Robert L. Woodbury, has decided that he was not running for office. That's the only reason why I would even consider this opportunity to run, because he is an absolute amazing mayor. And over these next weeks and months, I'm going to tell you all about the amazing work that he's done, that he has pretty much set us on the path for. So I'm going to put up a quote right now. Here's the quote. The quote is, y'all got to put on my glasses. Leadership means planting seeds of trees whose shade you will not be able to enjoy, right? So this is what Robert L. Woodbury has done. You know, he has planted so many seeds and he's decided he's not going to run for office, but we're going to make sure that everybody understands who planted those seeds. Seeds of parks. You're going to see parks that are going to be coming up all around Mullins. You're going to see ideas. We have a strategic plan that our mayor and council have been working on. You're going to see the houses, abandoned houses that are going to be starting to get torn down. Mayor and council have been working on it. So you will see some of these same things in my campaign platform. And it's not that I'm reinventing the wheel, it's that I'm here to um, yes, I do want to sign on your property. Okay, let me try to focus. So I'm gonna get back to signs. Um, so you know what I plan to do is to step in and continue his vision and add on. How about that? Right? So in order for me to do that, I really need to understand kind of what's important to the community. So the city of Mullins has what's called a weak mayor system. So what that means is that as mayor, I don't cover a district per se. I have mayor responsibilities and administrative responsibilities. So I won't cover a district, but I will have one vote. And with my one vote, I'm the people's vote, not a specific district, but all the districts, right? And that's what I plan to do. So what does that mean for you? What that means for you is over the next weeks and months, I'm going to be presenting my platform, and I'm gonna need your help, right? To make our city, to do the things in our city that we need to do, so that our generations, our grandchildren and our grandchildren's children and our grandchildren's children's children can have better outcomes. We are definitely going to need to work together, and it's going to be really simple. And I'm going to break that down for you. Okay, so that's that. So what I think the best thing for me to do right now is I want to talk to you about, I'm going to show you my website. Let me go ahead and bring my website up. There it is. Okay. So my website, you can go to www.mikoformayor.com, and on our website, you can donate, you can volunteer, and you can get information about our platform. Okay. So our platform is simple. It's three things: economic development, housing, and city beautification. So as it relates to economic development, we're going to be focused, you know, we have a few industries here in Mullins, and we really need to appreciate those industries. Those industries bring us jobs, and I want to find out how I can work closer with those industries to make sure whether it's a pipeline of employees, whether it's promoting the fact that they are here and they're hiring, whatever we need to do to keep our industries in Mullins, I want to make sure that we do it. And there's more information on that, things I found out over the past couple of years that I will be sharing in the weeks and months as well. Small businesses. So, Main Street, y'all, if we want to if we want to have a stronger community, we have to support our own Main Street. That means that, and Main Street is not just Main, it's Main and Park and Gapway, right? If there's stores there that we can get our products from, that's where we need to get them from, even if they cost just a little bit more. And I will explain why. Again, over the next weeks and months, I want to be presenting a plan to you that will make a whole lot of sense as we build it out. But we got to support our Main Street. We got to support our youth, right? So we want to bring in new businesses and new industry into Mullins. But guess what? When we're asking businesses and investors to come into Mullins, they're going to be driving around. So when we see people that are driving around, they're looking at things that we just may overlook from a day to day. So that's going to be really important. That's where you all get involved as we're trying to bring investors to our community. I hear all the time about the kind of stores, the chain stores that we really want to have in Mullins, but we have to make ourselves presentable for that, okay? And then on economic development is the Young Entrepreneurs Commission. And what I want to do with that is across all three phases of my platform, I want to make sure that there's a youth component. So me right now, I'm 55 years old. I am running for mayor and I'm happy and excited to do so. But we must mentor and develop our next generation of leaders, right? Not everybody is going to, um, some people, my son, I'll give you an example. My son, who he's my oldest son, he has been an entrepreneur since middle school. And I recognize that in him. Yes, we really do need to tear down those abandoned houses. And the city is working on that. They actually have the backhoe, they have the training. It's going to happen, Terry. It's going to happen. Um, but let me keep going. I'm sorry. So my son, he's been an entrepreneur since middle school. His first one of his first gigs, businesses, was he was selling CDs. Now, little did I know that I was part of his business, because what I was doing, I was buying CDs, not knowing blank CDs, not knowing what he was doing. He was burning them and selling them. Okay, now I know that the people that sell their music, they don't like that. But there was something in this child, because he was a businessman at a very young age. So what I want us to do, and I have met young business women, young businesswomen. I haven't met any young businessmen yet. I know they're out there in Mullins. Little Madison, she's a farmer. And she is legit. She was 10 years old when I met her. She's farming and selling her product to market. There was another young lady. She was at Juneteenth Mullins. Oh, I'm forgetting your name, sweetie. I think it's Tyreek, and she sells tumblers. She customizes her tumblers and she sells them. We need to encourage them. And if we can encourage them and provide opportunities for grants so that we can get them, legit businesses, help them to grow their business, help them to know how to establish their business, how to track their revenue, and then get the city, all of us, to support these young people. I think that's going to be awesome. So again, in every single aspect of what I'm going to be doing, I plan to include the young people. On my campaign team itself, I want to have one person that's in high school and one person, at least one person that's between 18 and 25. Because as we're building out, like, how do we think, and what are we thinking about for the city? We want to make sure that we include our young people at all ages. Okay, because they have a different perspective and they will inherit our city. And we want them to stay, right? We go get your college education if that's what you choose to do, but come back home and stay. So that's why you will see me talking about the youth an absolutely lot. Okay. All right. So one last thing, and then each week I'm gonna spend more time on economic development. Next week I'll talk to you about housing. We're doing some research right now, and then I'll be able to come to you with some more information. But I'm going to drop one little nugget on you that came to my view about a year ago, and that is electronic vehicle charging stations. So I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm driving between South Carolina and New Jersey to see my mom, and I pull over at the rest stop. And here's the thing: I wanted an EV. I did not get one for this car because I wasn't sure I was going to have adequate places to charge it. The more I was asking questions, and I just got nervous, so I bought a regular gas guzzler. But my next car is definitely going to be EV. But anyway, so I'm going to New Jersey, and I stop, and this guy, he has, my dream is a lyric. I want a lyric. That's my dream. But this guy, he has a Mercedes, EV Mercedes, and EV stands for electronic vehicle, y'all. So EV Mercedes. So I said, "Is that your car?" Because he's sitting over there. "Is that your car?" He says, "Yeah." And I said, "Can I ask you some questions about it?" And so we started talking about his car. And he told me that this was his third stop. So he was driving, this was in Virginia, I think we was at. And he was driving from South Carolina to New Jersey as well. And Virginia was his third stop. And I was like, wow. I said, that's a lot. He said, yeah. And he said, some charging stations are better than other charging stations. And he said that the car tells you where to stop. I was like, wow. I said, so you mean to tell me you're driving and your car is telling you how many more miles you can go with that electric charge? And it's going to tell you where those charging stations are. And he said, yes. So I started thinking. So not too long after that, I had a conversation with a friend of mine that had some connections at the Department of Commerce. And what he told me was that there's a bill that says every city in America is going to need to have electronic charging stations, right? It's the future. So, and I thought about it. I said, where's the electronic charging stations from us? The closest one is Florence. So everybody knows to get to Myrtle Beach, if you're coming off of 95, you come off the 95, you have to hit 501 and then get to Myrtle Beach. And if you're going from 95 to Myrtle Beach, you're coming through our town. So if we get an EV charging station, people's cars are going to come to our town directly. So then that means we can direct them to our main street, we can direct them to our restaurants, we can do a whole lot of things with that, right? So that's one of the major initiatives I'm going to be looking into. And I've been talking to some business owners, kind of kicking it around. Well, what do you think? If we had an EV charging station and people going to the beach were being directed here because we're the only stop on the way. So there are charging stations in Dillon now by Zaxby's, but that's not on our way. Right. But so Dillon is kind of there, but that's not on our way. Right. So I want us to be one of the first stops because right now they got to make it. So they're going to have to stop in Florence because their car is going to tell them there's no other stops until you get to Myrtle Beach. Okay. So I would love that. I think that's going to be a great way to bring out of towners to shop, not to live, to shop in our community. So I've been tossing that around with some business owners, and I'm leaving it with you tonight. And I'll be doing some more talking about it, but it's very feasible. It's actually going to be required that we do it. So why not do it first? All right. So I think that's all I wanted to say. Oh, so about volunteering, please let me bring that up. Go to mikoformayor.com. So right now we do not have any yard signs. We're doing all the planning. So if we can put a yard sign, and I saw you, John, in your on your property, please go to our website, mikoformayor.com, or hit me up on Messenger and Facebook and say, hey, you could put one in my yard. We're keeping a whole list because right now we're fundraising. And then once we get funds in, then we're going to be buying the yard signs, and then we're going to have a big push. So we're going to have a big push with yard signs. We're going to have a big push with palm cards and all kind of fun things. We're going to be doing community events. I would love to go to your churches. So if you guys can talk to your pastors, and I don't have to speak. I love to speak. I don't have to speak. I just love to get to know as many people in Mullins as possible that I don't already know. And let me tell you though, I'm gonna hit everybody. We're going to be in every community. So hopefully you all don't get sick of me. So when I say work, sis, I mean it. We're putting together a team that is going to work. And we're going to be working for you. We're going to be involving you. And we're going to need you. All right? So I think that's it for today. I will see you next Monday with Mondays with Miko, where I will have more updates. Same time, 6 o'clock. Mondays, every Monday until election day, and probably after. All right, guys, have a good one.